Microsoft founder Bill Gates has spent years buying up vast tracts of farmland as well as investing in fake meat and eco-friendly fertilizers, all in the name of saving the planet. But is Mr. Gates, until recently the world's richest man, really just getting richer and more powerful? We're joined now by investigative reporter Seamus Bruner of the Government Accountability Institute, whose new book is called CONTROLIGARCHS. Seamus, thanks for joining us here on Centerpoint.
Joe, it's great to be with you.
You started your investigation about 2 years ago into billionaires like Gates, George Soros, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg. Share with our viewers the objective of the book and how it shines a spotlight on these particular four and their motives.
Yeah, so the characters who I call the controligarchs have really cornered the industries that dominate every aspect of our life. I mean, from energy to food to the financial sector, they are cornering the market. It's a thing that Microsoft got in trouble with in the 90s. And now the food supply, I mean, that's a pretty serious thing for just a handful of people to control.
Yeah, part of the book, in fact, discusses Gates buying hundreds of thousands of acreage in 19 states, somewhere along that lines of 18, 19 states, making him the biggest agriculture landowner in the U.S. The question is, why did he do that?
Yeah, and so I discovered this strategy in the Microsoft antitrust trial from the 90s. It's sort of ancient history, but they had this tactic that the Justice Department found out in some emails called embrace, extend, extinguish, where Microsoft would enter a sector, enter a space, and embrace the standards. It was, let's say, the browser industry, the internet browser industry. They would embrace those standards. They would then extend their reach, and then eventually they would extinguish the competition. That's exactly what Bill Gates is trying to do with the agriculture sector. He's entered this the agricultural industry, acts like he's not up to anything. Oh, I'm just investing in land. Next step is to extend his reach, buy more and more of it, and eventually he wants to extinguish the farmers who have been growing food for generations. You know, there's fifth generation farms where they know what sustainable is. If anybody knows what sustainability is, it's the farmers. They know how to not overextend and cause resource exhaustion. But Bill Gates is coming in and now putting in place new standards that are putting farmers out of business.
In your 2-year investigation and research, obviously, as you just mentioned right there, you dove deep. You basically followed the money. What did you discover from following the money besides what you just told us about extinguishing small farmers and large farmers?
Right, so you follow the money and you realize that what this is really all about, other than control, it's about profiting. And the way you profit is you get the patents. And so Bill Gates has patented all kinds. I mean, he not himself personally, but he invests in the companies that hold the patents to, let's say, synthetic fertilizers. Or in the case of the fake meats, people think, why does he love fake meat so much? It's actually because companies like Beyond Meats and Impossible Foods, who make these fake burger patties, have patented protein chains. You know, you can't even imagine, but seeds are now patented, fertilizers are now patented, and now the meat, or fake meat, I should say, is patented. And once you have the patents, then you can profit.
And it is funny that you mentioned the fake meat. We mentioned those 4 billionaires. We're wondering now if this is what they eat at the 5-star reservations or the restaurants and the hotels. I doubt it either. Yeah, you're shaking your head no. So was the pandemic the start of some of these moves of these billionaires? It seemed like the perfect time to do it.
Well, the pandemic was certainly the start of something, but no, they've been investing in these technologies for a while. What the pandemic did is it was a, quote, opportunity, according to the World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab. He actually got out in front of the cameras and said, this is a great opportunity to rebuild society, to make everything greener. And you hear that and you're like, what does COVID have to do with making things greener? Well, that's the next crisis. The pandemic is the crisis that was really a blueprint. And that's what the book lays out, is it's a blueprint for using crises to seize control. And with control comes great profit. So yeah, the pandemic was the start in a way, but climate change is now the next crisis that we're going to have to surrender our freedoms. We're going to have to give up our gas cars, give up our gas stoves. You won't be able to eat meats. You know, they're banning cattle. Ireland is ahead of us in the war on cattle. They're about to slaughter 40,000 cows to appease the climate gods, apparently.
All that meat going to waste. All that good meat. All right, Seamus Bruner, once again, Controligarchs, a great title of his brand new book out right now. And it's how these 4 billionaires and others can control our lives in the end. Seamus, we appreciate you joining us here on Centerpoint. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joe.